Yo, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're working on the Lexus again. So in this video, I'm going to be installing my Airlift Struts. So this video, I'm going to try my best to demonstrate how to install Airlift suspensions onto the Lexus, the 3IS. Not the management, this is just going to be the struts installed because I already had the management on. I got it used, so here are the fronts, as you can tell. The reason why I switched to these from the ones I currently have is because I kind of want to try the double bellows. I heard that it goes up way higher than my single bellow, and I'm tired of showing my lips, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to have. So, because of these leader lines, that's the rear shock, as well as the rear bags, also double bellow. These fittings are 1/4, so I have 3/8, so I did order some new fittings on one, but I have new fittings for here somewhere. I have 3/8 fittings, so I gotta put that on. So here's the top of the rears, the rear bag, rear shock, and then front strut with the bag on it, with nipper adjustments. Alright, that's pretty much a quick overview of the parts. If you have any questions for part wise, you could always download the manual that Airlift offers. So there's that. Alright, enough talking, let's try our best to install these Airlift struts. Alright, next clip. So this is how my suspension looks I have now. Excuse the loud fan noise. I do have a fan blowing at me because it's very hot. So excuse my attire as well. So I'm using the Universal Air BC conversion kit on my car. So as you can tell, it's a single bellow. And I'm trying to remove it so I can get double bellows and get official all airlifts. And I'm also going to re-lubricate the upper control arm. If you haven't seen that video, check it out on the top right hand corner, because I think it's squeaking a little bit, so I'm going to make sure that I can not hear that when I have this officially on. So again, final look of the current setup, and let's remove it to put on the airlifts. Alright, the first thing you want to do is remove that cotter pin right here. I'm assuming what it's called. That cotter pin, let me zoom in on it. That cotter pin right there, you remove that. And then I got this tool from Harbor Freight, which can pretty much, it's a tie rod puller pretty much, and pretty much instead of using a hammer, it just makes that upper control arm to whatever this middle piece is called loose. That way you won't have to hammer it like I used to. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started. So I didn't realize I had a really bad angle of my camera. I don't have my tripod out, but I used this big tool I also got from Harbor Freight, and then all I do was just pick at it to loosen. What's that focus? I use that picture to loosen the top piece and then pull it out. So that's all I did. Now I'm on to that bolt right there. It's a 17 mil right here, and then I get to use this tool. So it's been fun. All right, so since that's finally loosened, that was pretty on tight. Let's go ahead at it. There we go. It's off. And time for the tool. So I never used one of these before, but I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory. Just hook it on, and then have that bar or whatever at the middle right here, attacking the middle of this bolt, and I'm assuming just go ham at it, and it comes off. So, one for a shot. Sorry again for the really bad angles. I don't have a tripod, nothing, but bear with me. That came out ridiculously easy. I just shot it a little bit like this, and it just got loose. Oh my gosh, magic! 16 bucks at Harbor Freight. Well worth it. Now with all of that and this part out of the way, it's just really 2 bolts holding the bottom. Or 1 bolt. That big bolt right there, move that little small one holding the brake line, and the top hats, and that's really it. So let's remove it. So this is a 19 at the bottom. This is a 19 and then like a 10 mil. There you go, like that. So yank, and the whole bag is out. Alright, side by side comparison. Left is the old, right is the new, and surprisingly, without even touching it, they're about the same size. But that bag is like difference in size is insane. So hopefully it works. Alright, and I did put the 3/8 fittings on. You tighten it by 1 3/4 after hand tight. So you twist it hand tight first, and you spin it 1 3/4 of the turn. Alright, let's put this on. Alright, it's another beautiful day here in the south, and I ended up having a little issues with the front. Let's just say I accidentally broke one of my speed sensors, so I haven't been touching the fronts. So go ahead and get onto the rears. So the rears is what I'm really scared about. It's really difficult to do, so let's just see how well it goes. So let's try it out. If you didn't know, the rear is a divorce system, so the bag, spring, whatever, is separate from the shock. So you gotta disassemble from the hub, then remove the shock, and then loosen that rear bottom load control arm to loosen the tension to remove the bag. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So wish me luck. So the shock bolt is out, and now it's time for the hub. Then of course we do the top hatch, which is located way behind the truck liner. I hope y'all can see right there. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm trying to, I haven't loosened that bottom very far back bolt to hold in the lower control arm, because after it's on bags, so I could just squeeze it out because it's not spring, it's not really compressed. So let's try that out. So this is the rear, looks like rear shock, rear bag, and I'm gonna be changing out the fittings on here because these are 1/4, while I have 3/8, so this is 1/4. All right, let's go and tackle that. This is how the rear bags look assembled. As you can tell, it's dark. It's wrapped in the middle of it, so we're just going back to the rears. So how the rears want to do it, we're actually gonna loosen that rear back lower control arm bolt, get more leverage and room, and then we're gonna start. Airlift has it in instructions, top to bottom. So we're gonna put the upper arm first, then the bag, and then the lower part, and then everything else. So let's tackle that. So you want to throw this spacer up on here first, on the upper arm. Just throw it from the side, and it's really hard to see, but it's like right there. You see it? Right there. Now we're just gonna tighten it down, the Allen key. That's how the top sits, like that. So for the bags, the rear mounts, they connect to that. I don't know if you can see it. That OEM welded nut. That's where those go on to. So the rear is oriented. So we ended up just doing start from the bottom to the top, on the left side. We're kind of confused a little bit on the orientation, so yeah, bear with us. So we think we have the rear bag on right. I don't really know. If you guys know, I don't know. Comment down below if you think you know. And we're gonna go ahead and loosen the very far back bolt just to get more room, because this kind of sucks. And don't take shortcuts, because like we did, we tried to take shortcuts and it didn't work. So just add some time and work. So don't do it. So another new day. Work on the car. And figure out how the bags much work. It just needs to be pressurized along to that hole. And mostly what got us yesterday was the airlines. So before I had it running from top down, how the airlines go now, I had to run it through low control arm to my rear diffuser, not rear diffuser, but like, see that thing right there? Hope you can see it. Oh, please focus right there. Nope. I ran it pretty much right there. Ran it straight across, pretty much just alongside my, not rear diff, but pretty much rear diff subframe, and that goes up to my trunk. So that's what I'm throwing it out. I had to buy new airlines and reroute my whole entire airlines. That took a long time, and end up building up from top to bottom was the better choice. Not bottom to top, like I said, too. Just follow the instructions. Top to bottom is the better way. So with the bag compressed using the jack, the holes on the side align perfectly and it's flush. See, look at that. There's like holes right here. Hope you can see it in this view. That's the OEM of the nut, and then that hole goes right on top of it. So it fits it perfectly. That's another right orientation. Another day back at it. I needed longer airlines, so I had to wait for them to come in to figure out. I had some locally in the store, which is really expensive, ended up paying the price, so here it is. And we're just running it through. Reverse the rear separate and then just run it through to that side. It's because how Airlift has it, it's really hard to run the airlines. What's really nice is Airlift provides torque specs actually, so it's pretty nice on the manual, so that's nice. So we just finished the fronts put on. Oh, and this is how they look. I ended up putting the braided lines up like that because I didn't want to trim my original airline just in case something happened, and I ended up switching bags again for some reason, and then I don't want to extend it, so I did this to avoid extending it. Luckily the braided lines a little bit sturdier than usual, but that's how it goes for now. All the way in. And they torque down the spec. Luckily Airlift instructions provide the torque specs, so it's pretty nice. Alright, time for the other side.